keep on talking till I can't go on. Why you see it your way, with the risk of not allowed, may seem on. We gotta work it out, we gotta work it out. Feel what you're saying, you get it wrong, you still think that it's hard. Think of what I'm saying, we can work it out and get it straight to say goodnight. We gotta work it out, we gotta work it out. Life is very short, and there's no time for fussing and fighting, my friend. I have always thought that it's a crime, so I will ask you once again. So see it my way, time will tell if I am right and right and wrong. Always see it your way, there's a chance that we might fall apart before too long. We gotta work it out, we gotta work it out. Life is very short, and there's no time for fussing and fighting, my friend. I have always thought that it's a crime, so I will ask you once again. Try to see it my way, oh, time will tell if I am right or I am wrong. When you see it your way, there's a chance that we might fall apart before too long. We gotta work it out, we gotta work it out.
Well, good morning. Welcome to Agape. Well, guess what, gang? I said I wouldn't be here, but I am here. Had surgery last Monday. You can see I'm doing pretty darn good. Power of prayer. Let me also say this. Check in on your phones on Facebook, YouTube, wherever you are. Write down where you are. Those of you in the audience, they're worldwide. Tell me where you're from. And as you go through, if you've got questions, let me know. One of the things, I got a great story today. So what happened this week is, well, let me back up. I've been focusing on something in COVID, and that something I've been focusing on is pizza. And I've been focusing on becoming the greatest pizza maker ever. So I've done the research. I've got the right tomatoes. I've got the right cheese. I've got the basil. I've got the olive oil. I've got everything, the ingredients. And I'm missing one thing. And I talked about it last week. Friday morning, I go outside, and on my porch is this big box. So I get my son Steven, and I said, Steven, come help me. We bring this box in. We open up the box, and guess what? It was a pizza oven sent by this magnificent couple in California that's never been in person to Agape, but I'm just telling you, this law of giving and receiving works. Who else would like to demonstrate a pizza oven? Nobody here. That's why I got it. So I share with you the idea that I was so sure about knowing I was going to get the oven in some form or fashion, I never thought about it. When you do a prayer and you do the emotion behind it and you let it go, that's when the demonstration happens. When you're not thinking about it. But when you're thinking about the prayer, that means you're saying to the universe, I don't have it. I don't have it. And when you don't have it, the universe says, yeah, that's right, you don't. So with that, if you have questions today, put them down. We answer all the comments, because I think last week we had like 200 people watching live stream. And then during the week, more and more people watch. So if you have questions, I answer them all when I'm not here. I can't answer them right now because I'm on stage. But let's do something. Let's quiet this down. And let's do a visualization. So wherever you are, just become comfortable, seated in an upright position. Your back is straight. Your hands gently resting on your lap. And your eyes are closed. Consciously take a deep breath into your heart. And as you breathe into your heart, see your heart, feel your heart expand. And on the exhale, know that your heart is releasing anything that is constricting it, anything that is holding it back. Take your right hand, put it over your heart, and take another deep breath in, fully nourishing that heart center. Feel it expand. And now release it. One more time. Breathe in and let it go. With all the love in your heart, ask yourself, what is it that I need to know to be the greater me? What is that next step, that next thought, that next idea that will allow me to become my greatest self? It could be as simple as going to the gym. It could be as simple as being a little kinder. It could be as simple of just changing one thought. Embrace it. Allow it. Now, as you breathe into your heart center, breathe in gratitude, giving thanks for your life that is perfect because your life has responded to you in its perfect fashion. And with that, say thank you. Just say, I am grateful. You're not thanking anyone. You're in a state of gratitude. I am grateful. Now gently bring your attention back to this time, to this place, and just feel the shift in your consciousness. Feel that shift. Open those eyes. Out there in Agape land, open those eyes as well. And guys, give us a little music to come back into this body, into this time, into this space.
Russians in American world, raised on promises. She couldn't help thinking that there was a little more life somewhere else. After all, there was a great big world with lots of places to run to. Yeah, if she had to die, try as she would. That one promise she was gonna keep. She was an American girl. Well, it was kinda cold that night as she stared out on the balcony. Yeah, she could hear the cars roll by out on 441. Like well, crashing on the beach. And for one desperate moment there, he crept back in a memory. God, it's so painful. Something that's so close is still so far out of reach. Oh yeah, all right. Take it easy, baby, and make it last all night. She was an American girl.
Good morning, Agape. Good morning, all those in Agape land. I am Reverend Veronica Valles. Who here is ready to shift into a life that's greater than you're experiencing right now? Yes, and that's what we're going to talk about, creating your life vision. We're going to tune in to the vision that is your life, ready right now in the mind of God to download in, through, and as you. We're going to turn on that energy so that then you're transforming to the very thing that is your manifestation as your unique incarnation. Reverend Michael Beckwith says, pain pushes until the vision pulls. And until that vision is pulling you, we're murking in condition. My understanding of the mind of God, that it's my life, your life, all of life, and that everything necessary for my well-being is already available to me. I've got to tune in. But how many times do we ask disempowering questions as opposed to asking the questions, what gift is seeking to reveal itself right now as my life? Instead of complaining and focus on what's not working, instead of looking at condition and ignoring it or making up excuses, we want to stay in that place of open awareness. Now, here's a word that's almost like a cuss word to people: surrender. People don't like that word surrender. They think it's submission, and that's not true. As a unique expression of the living, divine being of light and love that you are, when you surrender from the ego, because the ego is always trying to push. The ego always has an agenda. The ego serves its purpose on this planet. It informs the way that we get to be spirit in this human form. So I'm not saying that the ego there's anything wrong with it. But in order for your vision to pull you, you can't be pushing by the ego. I want, that grasping, that clinging, that's not working, that's not fair. The language of victimhood will not allow you to rise into the vision that's calling you. You must tune in, which is why our spiritual practices are essential. The I am presence that I call the divine is your essence. I, intuition. A, awareness. The M, meditation. So through my intuition, my awareness and affirmation and meditation, I'm able to tune in and listen. When you're at that place of discontent, something deeper is calling you. Are you willing to listen? I have a beautiful story of a friend of mine, Rebecca Wynn, and I'm going to show you her book. This is a physical manifestation of an idea in the mind of God that is demonstrated in, through, and as the divine as Rebecca Wynn. This is a friend of mine, 100 Daffodils, Finding Beauty, Grace, and Meaning When Life Falls Apart. This is a journey of Rebecca's life through divorce, an experience with a young lover, moving into creating her own business with no experience, Whimsical Gardens, that became a very successful landscaping business, and then taking all her journal writings through her experience, through the trauma, through the challenges that arose, taking those journal writings, sharing it with someone, and that someone saying, this should be a book. Here's the part where she tunes in. She's not like, what's the word I'm using? She's not a professional writer, meaning she wasn't trained in writing. She's got an arts background. But she had this idea, okay, if this can serve me in transformation, can this serve other people? She said she left the how up to God. She had a sheet of paper, how? This is God's business. What does Rebecca need to do? And so here's a story of tuning in. She has a landscaping business. She's looking for a new book agent, and someone tells her about a conference that has nothing to do with what she does for a living or where she's heading. But that tuning in said, go. When she went, they had dinner before this conference, and she's sitting with a group of people, and they're talking about what they want from the conference, and they get to her, and they ask her, what do you want from here? And she goes, a new agent. And they're looking at her like, what? She goes, I want a new book agent. They're like, okay. Well, at the end of the dinner, a woman walks up to her, and she goes, I have someone you need to talk to. And then that guy that she connected said, I need you to talk to this guy. And then that guy connected her to the woman who then became her publishing agent. So tuning in, one, there's a conference that's not in alignment with what I want to be and do. Go. Two, I'm at the dinner. As she says, she could have said nothing. But that impulsion to ask the question was there. I'm looking for a new book agent. And then I don't know if she actually asked the question, but for her, the question was, I need a new book agent. Who is it? But that's what came out in the interaction. 3, first-time writer, top 5 publisher, final rights on this book, unheard of. And you know why? Because there was a vision that was greater than the small Rebecca, that said yes to the larger vision that was revealing as her life, that guided her every place of the way. But she had to tune in. She had to listen. She had to wrestle with any doubt, any fear, any limitation. But she just along the way listened. And then the book releases itself the night before the pandemic shut down. So she's now in this other pivot point of what am I tuning into? So how often in your life do you not listen, or you hear something, you're like, that doesn't make sense? Or you don't ask the empowering questions. What is my gift? What is seeking to reveal in this moment? What vision is wanting to unfold as my life? As a unique expression of the divine, you have a gift that is here to be given. But what we do, instead of looking at the outer, we go inward. Carolyn Mace calls that holy listening. That no matter the turbulence of the world, the chaos, or just the everyday noise, there's a deep inner stillness from which you can hear the holy wind whisper to you. And that's why your spiritual practice is essential. But it's when you're walking down the street and you see a sign, what's that? If a friend you're having a conversation with and they say something, you tune in, go there. But how often do we talk ourselves out of the very thing that we're seeking to become, experience, and express? So once this vision downloads, when you're in that space of like, what is the greater reality for me? A lot of us are in a pivot point. We're pivoting in this direction. We don't want to go backwards. You always want to move forward. You want that vision to pull you forward. And it's not going to give you the 25-year plan that some people want. You're going to get the 10 yards in front of you. And as my friend Donna Collins says, you can either take that, service road that's got a lot of bumps and, potholes and stuff, or you can get on that super highway of the divine, which is us utilizing our spiritual practice, claiming it into the universal law, and then allowing ourselves to receive it, accept it, and then tune into it. The minute that vision begins to download and you get that glimpse, then you got to turn it on. And what you're turning on is that holy sacred yes. What you're turning on is the joy of your being. What you're turning on is that strength of God as your strength, the vitality that is seeking to express as your life. What you're turning on is wisdom and understanding. But you are the only one that can attune to that. If you're living in the world of condition and trying to act like a mere mortal, then you'll never tune into that which is greater, seeking to reveal itself as your life, your unique incarnation, the gifts that are the divine blueprint of your expression. And each one of us has all of this inherent within us. But are you willing to become it? Are you willing to allow it? Are you willing to accept it? Michael Beckwith does the visioning process. And in the visioning process, he talks about the 4 stages of consciousness. First stage is victimhood. Oh, woe is me. Life is against me. Everything's happening to me. Been there, done that. All right? Not very fun stage. But the minute you start taking classes, start learning about spiritual principles, you start evolving into the manifester. You start using the law consciously. You're doing those affirmations. You're aligning in, your treatment every day, your prayer every day. And then you shift into being the channeler. So it's to me, by me, through me. But then you get to that place of the recognition. Wait a minute. There's one power. There's one presence. There's one reality. It's my life. I'm that unique expression. I'm that drop of love in this ocean of the infinite one. And then you get to be in that conduit as me. And when you step into that, the ego takes the backstage because you got to have the ego to operate in the world of personality, but you're being guided. You're being pulled by that vision. You're listening. You're attuning. And when you have your very human moments, which is natural, then you either, go deeper in your prayer, you investigate with open awareness and loving kindness, you ask empowering questions, you may turn to someone just to bounce something off, but this is your journey, your life, your expression, and your reality that you're seeking to create in, through, and as you. And that's when you transform. Transformation is seeing clearly. You're taking that which was, and this mental idea, this idea of a book, then you're doing the work because you're creating a new form. You're creating the mental equivalent that is like the idea that I'm becoming this. I am stepping into this. I'm allowing. I'm activating. I am accepting. And the universe goes, here it is. Right here. Are you willing? And if the answer is not now, that's still your choice. But the universe has provided you that opportunity because that prayer has been demonstrated answer. And people then go back to that, shift over here. It's like, I'm not ready for it. Well, you know what? The caterpillar had no idea it was about to liquidate. Its little head was about to pop off, and it was about to become this magnificent butterfly. But it kept eating, didn't it? Because that's what it does. All of a sudden, there's something within it that's like, I got to eat more. I got to eat more. And then all of a sudden, those imaginal cells start stirring. It builds its little cocoon. It literally liquidates. And literally, I've seen it, its little head pops off. And then what emerges is something so new and so magnificent that the caterpillar even knew it was within it. Well, here's the difference with us being conscious beings. We absolutely understand that the light that I call the Holy One is indwelling in, through, and as us. And why would it want to limit itself? Why would the expression of the divine want to keep you small? It doesn't. We have to stand into the holy, sacred yes. Here it is. Are you willing? Will you accept your good? Are you willing to expand beyond anything that you ever imagined? Are you willing to tune in? Are you willing every day to turn it on, turn it up, that holy, sacred yes? Because we need you. Your gifts are necessary in this world. You're the way that Spirit shows up. So what is within you right now that is seeking to express? Is there a vision that's trying to pull you, but the pain keeps trying to push you? Are you willing to stand in the awareness that everything necessary for your life is available if you're willing to stand in the yes? That the universe is for you, not against you. That you get to create that mental equivalent, that divine blueprint. Not what your parents said, not what your teacher said, not even what your friends may think. Everybody thinks I'd be a great saleswoman. I can't sell squat, you know? But I'm a mindfulness teacher and I love inspiring people. I can do that. But if you try to put me in a box of being a salesperson, I cannot sell anything. I cannot live somebody else's life. I'm being called to the reality that is my expression. So here's the invitation. Something's calling you. You know it. You feel it. There's that little divine discontent. Tune in. Every day, sit in that quiet inner stillness, even if you're driving. Even if you're at home and there's activity, find that place to tune in to that quietness, to receive that divine vision that is your life seeking to express. When that download comes, don't try to figure it out, because here, when we get to the transformation part, that's where we get to your values. That's where we get to the visioning and the visualization. But it has to first come as this divine idea, this impulse of life that's your life. You got to receive it, and then you got to turn it on. And I'm talking that holy yes to the loudest holy yes. And you can only do it by tuning within and listening. And the transformation happens when you're ready to allow and receive. Here it is. Are you willing? Are you willing? Can I hear yes or no? Are you willing? Are you willing to transform your life into the vision that is yours? Are you willing to step into the power that is yours? If you're willing to say, yes, I am. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. That's all you have to do is to stand in that truth and say, yes, I am. And then listen and just know that you're guided. How goes to the divine reality, God. I call it God because it's succinct. What is mine to do every day in every way? And not an ego agenda, but that which is pulling me into the vision that is mine. As you are expanding here, your life expands individually. We expand collectively. And guess what? When I'm thriving, and I'm living my vision, and you're thriving, and you're living in your vision, and you're thriving, and you're living in your vision, guess what? We have a world that works for everybody. It's possible. It's possible. All right, so if you're willing, I'm going to invite you just to drop into your hearts. Let us pray. Let us pray. So we just move into this place of prayer, knowing and affirming that the divine matrix of perfection that I call the Holy One is the infinite life that reveals itself in, through, and as each person. I just have to look out at nature. And I see the way that it operates as the crimson marmalade dance of the golden leaves, and that realization that that sound of the laughter of a child is God, that everything that is moving and grooving is operating by this divine intelligence. I'm standing on a planet. I don't have to tell it to dance around the sun. I don't have to tell the sun to dance around the universe. It is happening because that which is greater than each one of us is that space, is that place that is our unique incarnation. And what I know to be true, that all that is true about God, all the love, all the joy, all the power, all the wisdom, all the understanding is here in, through, and as each person. The perfect expression of the living God that is here to reveal a new vision, creating that life vision that is their purpose, their soul's purpose, their dharma that is revealing through every thought, every action, every choice, every interaction, that which is seen and unseen, providing for each person here the support that they desire, sustained, manifested, activated within them. And so I breathe into this absolute knowingness that that which is being seeded right now, that which is being declared as a holy sacred yes, that revelation that is calling forth as each person here in the mind of God, it is already so. So with the heart wide open in that sacred, holy yes, I see it, I feel it, I am it. And as we become that beautiful manifestation that we're seeking, that vision that is revealing right here, right now, that is the life of the Holy One as each one. I stand in the knowingness that we are fully supported, supplied, and anchored in this holy, sacred now. And knowing that it is good and the magnificence of each vision here being seated, each person who watches this, who hears this, who is compelled to stand in their holy, sacred yes, that they are lifted, guided, guarded, loved in every single way, that I know that it is already so. And in that truth, in the deepest gratitude, I am so grateful. I'm grateful to know this truth. I'm grateful to be this truth. I'm grateful to allow this truth to be activated as my life. And I accept this for each person here, that in the mind of the Holy One, it is already fabulously so. That in that gratitude, in that grace, in that expansive awareness, I let go. I let it be in the divine activity of the law. And if you're willing, if you're ready, affirm this with me by saying, and so it is.
I release, I let go, let the Spirit run my life, and my heart's open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggles, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release, I let go, let the Spirit run my life, and my heart's open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggles, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God.
Hey, thank you, Veronica. Can you tell we're like sisters? No, wait, we're not sisters. God, I really changed sex now, haven't I? Oh, well. Hey, we come to the time of our, I want to share a story. Gina and I were driving 2.5 weeks ago past a Target. And there was a guy out there, had a big amp playing the violin. And he had beautiful, beautiful music, and he had a sign saying, musician, unemployed, can't support my family. Can you help? And I drove past and I saw that, and I turned. And Gene said, what are you doing? I said, don't worry about it. I turned, I went around, I came back, I pulled in front of him, I pulled the biggest bill I had in my wallet out, and I gave it to him, and I said, have a great day. He just was smiled because they get $1, $5. That's not what I did. You could see the joy on his face, but that wasn't it. My heart expanded because I was able to give where I had an abundance to someone who really needed it. So I just shared during this holiday season, if you see people that you know that are in need, do something to support them. And while you're at it, support Agape. That's a great line to get into here because, we are looking for your support. You can see We're open for whoever wants to come. And we're going to remain open for whoever wants to come because we realize this community coming together serves and nourishes. So if you feel in your heart to support us as we continue to refine our live streaming, see, that's what we're doing today. We're refining our live streaming so that we can serve thousands upon thousands, if not millions of people. Every day we're doing something different so that we can make this more appealing to the people all over the world. Because self-love through conscious living is a worldwide thing. So if you're out there and you want to give, go click on the link that's in the description. It's a PayPal link, or go to agapecsl.com, make your donation. For those of you who are here who don't donate online, there are envelopes. There are things at the doors. We don't pass the plate anymore. That's something of the past. Just drop your envelope or your gift in there. So I say that, and let's go on and say, what are we going to do? Let's do our treatment. Knowing that I am consciously using the law of giving and receiving, I now claim financial abundance in every area of my life and in the life of the Agape community. I am in awareness that I am financially free to do what I want, when I want, how I want. Gratitude, I let it be. And so it is. So anchor that prayer. Anchor the idea that you are infinite abundance. Because when you anchor it, it'll come to you. But you got to believe. And what we talk about Agape is about believing. So what do we got coming up? Announcements. We've got daily Zoom meditations. All you got to do is go to agapecsl.com, click on the calendar. You'll find a Zoom link and join us for meditation. 7 days a week, 7 a.m., 20 minutes. Also, every day at approximately 8 a.m., I do a live thoughts that can change your life. That is taking off. I am getting so many comments from out in the ethers, and I get to respond to them, and I'm loving that because I'm actually forming a relationship with people online. Also, come and join Sunday services live. But here's the big thing. It's not up there yet. It'll be up next week. We're going to be doing, oh, this is such a great story. Such a great story. It was 1990. I was a manager at Trinity Universal Insurance at a small department of 7 people. And I decided that I was going to get my people, and we were going to sponsor children at Buckner's Children's Home in Dallas. And so we bought a gift for 7 children, and we took it down. The next year, my staff grew. We had 30 people. We did 30 people. Then we did 100, and then I got the whole company, and we did 250 children. This is 1991, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I was talking to someone who was sharing their story, and their mother was not able to take care of them, and they were in Buckner's Children's Home. And they were in Buckner's Children's Home when we were giving these gifts. And this individual indicated to me, you don't know what it means for us who don't have our parents to get something. So what we're going to do at Agape is we called them, and they want shoes from age baby up until 18. As many shoes as we can get them. Got to be new. My wife said to me, can they be used? Because my wife's got a lot of shoes. Any other women out there got a lot of shoes? It seems to be a contagious epidemic. But if you want to give, just bring your shoes to Agape. If you're online and you want to know how you can participate, send me an email and I'll be glad to talk about it. But we'll be picking them up here every week. And if you can't get them, we'll find a way to get the shoes from you so that we can give a gift to these children. So at least they're walking in comfort. So I share that with you. We have Agape practitioner, Jean. If you need prayer afterwards, go over there. Jean will be happy to pray with you. Also, if you're online, go to agapecsl.com. Find the prayer request. We pray for you 7 days, knowing your truth. No matter if you're here in person or you're online, we will find a way to support you because there's one mind. It's everywhere present. And what is known in one part of the mind is known in all parts of the mind. So with that, why don't you stand up, folks? At home, if you want to stand up, do that. Put your right hand over your heart. We're not holding hands anymore right now. And repeat after me. I now claim that the divine wisdom within me guides me directs me, fills me, feels through me as I now consciously, ever so consciously, create my dream life. I live in gratitude because it's good. It's so good. I am so blessed. And so it is. Have a great week, everybody.